So, in today's session, we are going to discuss about uh, Flutter setup, guys. Okay, if you want to start, if you want to start, if you want to work with these things, so definitely we are going to, what we can say, to install, to work with Flutter, we need to install the setup first. Okay, for this, what we required. Okay, for this, what we required. Okay. So guys, see flutter.dev. This is the official website. Okay. This is the official website where we can able to get the information. Okay. Where we can get the information related to Flutter. This is official website, guys. If you want to download any software, if you want to download any software related to Flutter for both Windows or Mac or Unix or Linux, whatever operating system you use, you'll go to this particular website. Okay. So what I should do, just copy it off, go to the browser and just type this. So you will get this flutter.dev. Okay. So if you work with this thing, so this is the official website for us. So we can able to do this kind of applications by using Flutter. Okay. So if you want to know detailed information, you can check on these things. Yesterday we discussed these things. Okay. Whatever we required for that. Today, I want to demonstrate how to install Flutter application into my system. So first, when you click on get started, okay, it is showing you that choose your development platform to get started. That means in which operating system, in which operating system are you planning to install Flutter? Go with Windows, Mac, Linux, okay, Windows, Linux, or Chrome OS. So I want to install this Flutter in my Windows. And if you where in which operating system you are opening the browser, no, automatically the Windows system, the particular platform is going to select. If I want to open in my Mac, automatically it is going to select as a Mac OS only, right? Like that. So I'm selecting what? Windows here. And Windows, what type of app you are planning to develop? Okay. So I want to select what? Android. Okay. When I click on Android, okay, it is asking you some set of things. Okay. First thing is verify system requirements. Okay. Suppose if you want to install Flutter into your system, there are some kind of requirements that has to be equal to your laptop. Okay. The first one is, okay, the minimum hardware configuration, the minimum hardware configuration is 4-core CPU is required, and recommended will be 8-core CPU is there. Minimum four is fine. And the RAM, okay, RAM will be 8 GB of RAM is required. Okay. And the memory, what we are going to call, and 16 GB RAM is recommended for that. Okay. And display resolution in pixel. So anything is fine. That is not required, guys. So whatever in your laptop, that is fine. So ignore this point, guys. Okay. And free disk space. So if you want to work with Flutter into your system, make sure that you need minimum will be 11 GB of free space is required and maximum will be 60 GB of free space is required. Okay, so these are hardware requirements. Make sure that this has to be seen. Okay, so I'm passing here. Anyone having any queries here, guys? From the requirements point of view. Guys, please respond. Anyone having any queries? We are good or queries? Okay. So now let's come back to the software requirements, guys. If you want to work with Flutter, you need a software requirements. Guys, see, if you want to work with any kind of software development related projects, that may be Java, that may be .NET, that may be PHP or Python, whatever it is, we need one IDE. IDE means integrated development environment. Integrated development environment. So by using this IDE, we are going to start our development. We are going to start our development. We are going to write the code in this IDE itself. In the market, we have some plenty of IDEs are there. It's kind of VS Code is there. Visual Studio Code is there. After that, Android Studio is there. After that, IntelliJ IDE is also there. There like this, there are plenty of IDEs are there. You can choose any one of the IDE for Flutter app development. But I strongly recommended to go with Android Studio. If you guys using Windows, if you guys using Mac OS, for both of them, I strongly recommended to go with Android Studio. And majority of the peoples are preferably to go with the VS Code also. But so Android Studio in the IT industry, in my, let's take an example, wherever I'm working in my current organization also, we are developing the applications in Android Studio only, not in VS Code. Why? Why not VS Code? Why not Android Studio? Android Studio having some inbuilt things over there. Okay, let's take an example. If you want to create a default a dummy kind of mobile device where I'm going to execute the applications. Okay, if you want to execute the if you want to run one application, if you want to check that application in the dummy device, you have to create that one, right? If you are going to install this Android Studio IDE, there is a default things over here. Okay, but whereas comes to VS Code, it is not that much flexibility over there. So that's the reason. Not only that one, there are plenty of things out there. That's the reason I strongly recommend to go with the Android Studio. But we have again one more question. From where I can download this Android Studio? From where I can download this Android Studio? Guys, see, for downloading this Android Studio, we have an official website called www.developer.android.com. Developer.android.com. So this is the official website where you can download the Android Studio. Okay. Now let's go back to that particular website. That is, see, developer.android.com. So just execute this. You should navigate to the particular develop Android to Android website. But the Android website. Okay. 1 second, guys. 1 second. Okay. So from here you can, from in the top bar, you can find the Android Studio, right? Here, see. You can see the Android Studio, right? So in this Android, click on the button. Click on the button. You have the download Android Studio is there, right? So this is the latest version over here. Just click on that. It is asking you for terms and conditions. Just click on accept this and download this Android Studio. Okay. So make sure that before clicking on this button, make sure that your what we can say, your internet is going to be high. Okay, internet speed or internet will be high. Why? Because this file, it will take a lot of time, and around also only this file it contains around 1 GB or above 1 GB only. Okay, so you have to think about that point of view. And coming to here, I already downloaded this one. I'll show you that also. 1 second. Yeah. So I already downloaded this. See, Android Studio 2024 one so and so. So it contains how many GB ma? Around 1 GB above itself. Okay. So I downloaded in August 2nd. Okay. So this is a file. When you download from here, see, when you click on download, automatically that is going to be stored in your download folders. Now what you should do? Just double click on that. Just double click on that. Follow the instruction steps, and you have to install your Android Studio. Okay. You no need to feel any kind of complexity while installing this Android Studio. Just download it and just click on next, next, next. Follow the instructions and do the things. That's it. Nothing else. Like how you install the previous software. So the same thing here also you have to download and install it. That's it. Nothing else. Once you install your Android Studio, you will get this kind of window. Once you download and install your Android Studio, you'll get this kind of window. You'll get this kind of window. Okay. So once you where Amar 1.25x more, please means where Amar? I didn't understand. You can speak off. Amar.
Actually, like, can you do it little faster?
Faster. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Why? Because most of the peoples are not catching. No, that's the reason, Amar. Okay, fine, no problem. So, like you should download this thing. It will have this window kind of thing. Okay. Now, what is the next step? Let's go back. Once you complete the entire step, and let's go back to the here. So that's you see, development tools, Android Studio, you install successfully. And coming to here, see, Visual Studio, Android Studio, IntelliJ IDE. So we install everything clear here, things over here. And the next step is install Flutter SDK. That means after downloading your Android Studio IDE, you have to do this one. Okay, this is flutter.window is zero. This is zip file, guys. You have to download this. Just click on that. So it is going to download in your local laptop. It will take 2 minutes of time. Okay. So it is going to download in your local laptop. So once it is downloaded, okay, and I want to save that file in separate folder. let's see, go to the C drive or wherever you want. Okay. So here in C drive or what, you can create one folder. Okay, one folder. The folder name you can make it any name. So I can make it the folder name as Flutter, or we can say develop kind of thing. Uh, develop kind of thing. Okay. So when you open this thing, now whatever the file you downloaded, no, whatever the file it is downloaded, once the completion of download is completed, directly you can unzip the file into that folder. What file you we created. Okay, let's wait for some time, guys, please. Okay, now see, go to the particular folder and just right click here, extract the files. I want to extract the files into develop file. No, so where it is, go to the PC here, go to C drive. Under C drive, there is an option called develop. Just click on that. So it is going to be go to there itself. Just go to develop. So here you have Flutter. So under Flutter, you will find the bin folder. No, just copy this path. Just copy this path. You need to set the Flutter path permanently in your laptop. For that, what you should do, again, copy this entire path. Okay. Right click on C drive. Right click on C drive. Go to properties. Go to properties, and else here you can find, go to general section. Here you can find advanced. Okay. Here you can, or else we can go like this also. 1 second. You can go to like this also. Properties. One second, guys. Go to PC, select the properties. Go to PC, select the properties. Coming to the, here you can see the advanced system settings. Go to environment variables. There you can see two type of variables are there, guys. That is user variable and system variable. Normally, however, you set the path for remaining things like Java or Python or .NET, whatever it is. The same thing here also, you need to set the path for that. Just go to the user variable, select the path, and click on edit. And click on edit. So I already in my this is my already I'm having that. So in your case, just click on new, and whatever path you copy there, no, just you can paste it here. So that your will be C develop Flutter bin. But I'm already having this thing. So I'm not just you in your case, just click on OK, OK, OK. But in my case, I'm clicking on cancel. Why? Because I don't want to do again. Okay. But once you do this, just click on OK, OK, OK. Don't cancel it. Yes, I'm canceling off, but you don't cancel. Okay. Once you set your path, okay. Once you set your path, you have to verify that whether the Flutter is successfully configured in my laptop or not, right? For that, what you should do, let's go back to the command prompt. So in your search bar, just click on command prompt. Okay. In your command prompt, what you should do first thing is directly you can come here and execute Flutter. And execute Flutter. Flutter. You can use small also. Flutter. Now you can see some list of options. Now you can see some list of options. If you see this list of options, you can confirm that in your laptop, the Flutter is successfully installed. Okay, guys, up to here, anyone having any queries? Up to here, anyone having any queries? Okay, fine. Now, once you complete this setup, and go back to your browser. Okay, so I see the same steps I explained here. See, the Flutter you install here, so and so, and extract the path here, and see all the things. Go to the advanced system environment variables, all the things they explain clearly here. Okay, we already explained that point, right? Now, what we should do, first time using Android Studio. Guys, see, first time using Android Studio, you need to install all the things, guys. Okay. How? Once you complete your Android Studio download, right? If you get this window, no, here you can see more options, right? Just click on the options and you can find the SDK manager. You can find the SDK manager. Just click on the SDK manager, guys. Once you click on the SDK manager, and you can see one system image is there. You can see one system image is there, right? So you have to download that system image. Okay. Now let's go back to the, I want to go with the Intel Xcore Atom. This one, I'm going to select this. Okay. And anyone is fine. This now you don't need to install all the things. Just go and select only one thing. And we have to select the Android SDK platform. Okay. These two you have to select. And coming to the next tab, that is SDK tools. There you can see third option. Right? SDK command line tools are there. No, just install this one also. Okay, just install this one also. Why? Because if you want to work with, if you want to create a project on command line, this is also very required, guys. So this is mandatory. Don't forget, it's mandatory. Just you have to install this thing. Okay. And coming to SDK updates, you don't need to do anything kind of here. Just what you should do, coming to SDK tools, select the Android SDK command line tools and go to SDK tools and you have to install first one and Google APIs Intel. The system image is there, no? This one. These two only you have to install it and click on apply. Click on OK. So it is going to start downloading this. It will take some time. Why? Because see, it is showing 1.6 GB. Okay. If you have time, you have to download this thing, but let me cancel from my side. I don't want to install, I want to install only this Android, this one. I want to install only this thing. So, but in your case, you have to install everything, but I click on apply. So click on OK. So it is downloading for me, guys. 1 second. For time being, I'm not discussing that, right? But in your case, must and should you have to install that system image. Okay, make sure. So see, it is successfully installed. After that, click on OK. Right now, let's go back to the your command prompt. Okay, and before that, go back to here, and you have to check. Whether Android Studio is installed successfully in your laptop or not. Right. For that, you have to execute one command, that is flutter space doctor. Flutter space doctor. Or you can, or no, just you can execute one more thing. If you want to know the version of the Flutter, just click on flutter space hyphen version. Now you can see, now you are using 3.24.2 version you are using now. And if you want to check the entire setup for the Flutter, for that you have to execute flutter doctor. Now if you execute enter command, now it is checking all the things from your laptop. Now see, guys, so Flutter is successfully installed, Windows version is installed, and see, Android toolchain, we install it, but we are not accepting the Android license. Okay. So what we should do, you have to accept the Android license, right? For that, you have to copy this command. You have to copy this command and you have to paste it here. Flutter, Doctor, and Android license. When you guys are working with Android, okay, so you need to accept the license. Okay, just execute this one and click on enter. Once you click on enter, it is going to clicking review licenses and all. I click on yes and execute this. And again click on yes, execute this. Click on yes, execute this. Yes, execute this. So now my all SDK package licenses are accepted. So whatever the steps I explained to you, you have to execute the same steps in your laptop as well. If you're not doing different thing, it will not work for you. Whatever I explained the process, the same steps you have to follow. The same steps you have to follow. Okay. Now my Android entire setup is completed, guys. Okay. So after that, here we have to create the Android emulator. So what is this Android emulator? Guys, see, if in especially when you're working with a mobile application, you have to, whatever the application you develop, you need to run that application in the device, right? Okay. For that, Android is going to give one emulator. That is what you're going to call as a Android device. In Android terminology, we are going to call that one as an emulator. In iOS terminology, we are going to call as a simulator. Emulator and simulator. Okay. Now, how to create this Android emulator? How to create this Android emulator? Okay. So, whatever the system, whatever the laptop you are working, make sure that you need to enable this VM acceleration. Okay. VM acceleration. Just click on that one. So you have to install, you have to go with these things. Okay. That I told you, right? You have to install this one. This whatever I shown you, right? So go to the more actions, SDK manager, and you have to install this system image. Okay. So this is what, if you install this thing, then only you can able to create the Android emulator. Otherwise, we can't. Okay. Now, what we should do, just go to the more actions, and there is one option called virtual device manager. What is that? Virtual device manager is there, right? Just click on that. Okay, let me go and delete that. Okay, no, don't delete. Just we have an option called new one. Just click on that. Okay, and it is showing some category. It is showing some category. So here you have to select phone. In which phone you want. Okay, I want to select the phone called Nexus. See, anything is fine, guys. Okay, anything is fine, but I want to select the Nexus here. Just click on Nexus. I'll go with Nexus 6 or Nexus 9 or whatever it is. So I'll go with Nexus 10. No. Nexus 5. Okay, Nexus 6 I want to select. For the Nexus 6, Nexus 5. Yeah, Nexus 5, Nexus 6 I'm selecting here. So for my Nexus 6, my device size will be 5.7 and width into height. Okay, and the density is this. Okay, I strongly recommend to go with the Nexus 6. Once you select this one, click on next option. Okay, now for that device, what the system image you want. I already downloaded is showing it like this, but in your case, it is not going to show, guys. In your case, it is going to show like this. Just click on download. That's it. Just click on the download option. It's going to download for you. Okay. After that, you have to select this thing. Anything is fine, no problem. So I'm selecting this thing. That means for my Android device, my API will be 33. So type version will be 13.0 version I'm having. So my system is 64 like this. It is showing like that, everything. And just click on the next option. And you have defined your name. So my name will be Nexus device. Like you can give any name for you. I'm giving my Nexus device. So you can go and check all the things over here, guys. Okay. You can check the show advanced settings also. So you can see everything, how much RAM it is showing, how much VMware heap it is showing, internal storage, everything is there. So let it be like that only. And simple, click on the finish. Once you click on the finish option, now you can see there is a option called run. Just click on the run option. Once you click on the run option, now you can see your Android emulator, the Android device, whatever device you are showing now, this device is going to creating here. Okay. Guys, see, if you guys anyone having queries to launching this device, please reach out to me. Please reach out to me. I'll guide you. I'll help you. So my emulator is creating here. Once my emulator is done, and now see guys, when you execute the Flutter Doctor, when you execute the Flutter Doctor, see, it is showing connected devices. Okay, connected devices is showing 3, right? So if you execute the same thing again one more time, it is going to different output, but I don't want to execute the same thing, but let it wait for some time. So once this plugin is successfully installed, right? Now, what is the next step? The next step is you need to configure Flutter. You need to configure Flutter into your laptop. Okay, how we are going to do the things in Flutter? Okay, for that we are going to show like this. Go back to Android Studio. Go back to Android Studio. Okay, and go. There is an option called plugins. No, just click on the plugins. Just click on the plugins. But before clicking on plugins, make sure that you can have proper internet or not. And in that, you can search for Flutter. Search for Flutter. There you can see an option called install. No, just click on install option. Once you install, you need to do a restart of your IDE. Just click on restart IDE. Just click on restart. Once you click on restart, see now, my emulator is ready now. Okay, my emulator is ready now. So now I'm also restarting this thing. Now you can see an option called new Flutter project. What is that? New Flutter project. Before we have only new project, but when you install plugin of Flutter, now you can see an option called what? New Flutter project. Okay, now, so that's it, guys. So this is the steps you have to perform in your laptop. And guys, I'm asking you, how many people are using Mac OS here? Mac OS. Sai, Amar, Indrasena Reddy, Chotu. How many are using Mac OS here? Okay, fine. So tomorrow I am going to demonstrate. I'm going to demonstrate in Mac OS also for your future reference. Okay, and so now next point is, from tomorrow onwards, we are going to complete the Mac setup first. We are going to complete the Mac setup, Mac OS setup. And the next thing is we are going to start with Dart programming. We're going to start with Dart programming. This is going to take 5 days of time, 5 days of time for me to explain this Dart programming. Why? Because for Flutter app development, this Dart programming is required. So I'm going to explain the Dart programming for 5 days. From tomorrow onwards, the sessions will be like around 1 hour to 1.5 hour. 1.5 hour sessions will be there. That is 7 to 8:30. The timings will be 7 to 8:30. Okay, make sure that 7 to 8:30. From tomorrow on, we have sessions like that, and okay, we have to first focus on Dart programming for 5 days, and then we have to start with Flutter app development. Flutter app development. Guys, see, I can't jump directly to Flutter app development. Why? Because if you don't know this Dart programming, I can't explain this thing. That's the reason. First, let's go and focus on dot programming first. Then we can discuss on these things, guys. Okay, like that. Fine. So these are agenda, guys, for tomorrow's as well. And by this today, we are going to